Hi, everybody. Doug Dunbar and the team. Tonight, the state is confirming what CBS 11 broke to you last night at 10 o'clock. The first Omicron variant cases here in North Texas. This evening, CBS 11 gets you access, in fact, inside the lab here in North Texas that discovered the cases. Brooke Katz got that big scoop last night. Congrats, by the way. Gets it started again tonight.
Yeah, and we learned that it was a batch of just about a dozen samples at IS Bioscience in Frisco that turned up the two Omicron cases, one in Tarrant County, the other in Collin County. And we were granted access inside that lab today. This is a look at the machines that sequenced samples at one point in time for inherited disorders, but now they run through 24-hour cycles in an effort to see what variants may turn up. And IS is not just looking for specific variants. It's sequencing, then seeing what matches public data so they could identify the original Wuhan strain, Delta, this one, or even any new unnamed variant.
Sequencing is important. It helps you understand what's happening in our community. It gives you more information and more power and knowing where those positive samples are and what variants they have.
Now, they are limited with just how many of these tests they can sequence. It is expensive, and they are just budgeting to do this themselves. They're not receiving any government funding. And they hope to see more funding allocated to sequencing to benefit both science and the public. Doug?
The lab mentioned to you last night, I know in your discussions with them, that we had two patients who were vaccinated but not boosted. Do we know yet how big of an impact that could make when it comes to Omicron? What's the latest on that?
Well, frankly, it is still too early to know for sure, but there are some new numbers that are out. In at least 64 cases identified, more than 75% occurred in vaccinated people, and about a third had the booster. And there was some big news, by the way, on boosters today, with the FDA expanding the eligibility for Pfizer's shot to 16 and 17-year-olds. Right now, Doug, only about 26% of eligible Americans have opted for a booster.
What we've been saying for 18 months now, we're learning as we go. And here's another night, right? Thanks, Brooke.